Hey, Iris, do you have a moment? I really need to talk to someone.
Of course, hun. I'm here. Tell me what's going on.
You remember I got remarried to Max? Well, he has a 17-year-old daughter from his first marriage, Mila. I knew it wouldn't be easy to become a stepmom to a teenager, but I never expected this level of hostility. She's turned my life into a living nightmare.
Oh, no. I recall you said she was standoffish at first, but not outright aggressive. Did something change?
Everything changed. When I first moved in, she was mostly quiet. Hurt, I think. She hardly spoke, stayed in her room a lot. I tried to respect her space, you know? But over the last 6 months, she's become so combative. She lashes out, she's openly rude, and it's like she's on a mission to make me feel unwelcome.
Has Max noticed any of this? I mean, surely he sees how she's behaving.
He's in total denial. He feels guilty that Mila grew up mostly without her mom. So whenever I bring up her disrespect or the fact that she's bullying me in my own home, he tells me I'm overreacting, or that I should try harder to bond with her. It's like he's wearing blinders, just so he won't upset her further.
That's tough. I get that he's protective of his only daughter, but he can't let her treat you like a punching bag.
Exactly. A few days ago, she went through my closet, tossed my clothes all over the floor because I told her to clean up her mess in the living room. When I found her in my bedroom, rummaging through my stuff, I freaked out. Understandably, right? But then she started screaming, "You're not my mom. You can't tell me what to do." And by the time Max showed up, I was the one yelling, "So guess who looked like the crazy person?"
That's so unfair. She's clearly provoking you.
She is. And she's good at playing the victim in front of her dad. So Max scolds me about not handling things calmly. You know, I'm not some monster. She just pushes every button I have.
I'm so sorry you're going through this. Could therapy help? Maybe a family counselor or something?
I brought that up. But he keeps saying, "We'll see." Or, "Mila won't agree to that anyway." He's so reluctant to force her into anything, he's actually letting her call the shots.
And how are you holding up?
I'm exhausted, physically and emotionally. My own marriage is getting shaky because every day there's another blow-up with Mila. Instead of supporting each other, Max and I just argue about how to handle her. If something doesn't change, I don't know how much longer I can stand this.
I wish I had a magic wand for you, hun. But maybe it's time to consider bigger steps.
Funny you should mention that. I've been thinking about her biological mom lately. Darina left when Mila was 9, so Mila's been harboring this huge resentment toward the whole world. And I wonder if having her actual mom around might help diffuse some of that anger. If Darina could at least talk to her, apologize. Something.
Wait, so you're thinking of contacting Darina? Isn't that complicated?
Hugely complicated. But I'm desperate. I tracked Darina down on social media last week, and we've exchanged a few messages. She's not in a good situation right now. She just divorced her second husband, she's low on money, and she seemed open to reconnecting with Mila. We agreed to meet tomorrow.
And what about Max? Does he know you're doing this?
I haven't told him yet. I know he's going to freak out at the idea. He still has a lot of leftover feelings about Darina, mostly anger but also guilt because she left him with their daughter. I have to do something, Iris. If Mila finally has a chance to express all that pent-up rage toward her mother, maybe she'll stop dumping it all on me.
You're so brave. But you be careful. You're talking about bringing the ex-wife into your life. That can get messy on so many levels. Are you worried she might try to rekindle something with Max?
Honestly, yes. But living like this, tiptoeing around a hostile teenager 24/7, is already unbearable. If I don't try something radical, I fear my marriage will crumble anyway. So maybe the risk is worth it.
I see your point. Mila's well-being is crucial, and if a mother's presence can help her heal, it might be what she needs.
That's exactly how I feel. This is about getting Mila out of that destructive spiral. She's staying out late. She's making questionable new friends, and I'm scared something bad is going to happen. And Max, well, he's so blind to how deep this goes.
It's so stressful to watch your loved ones self-destruct, especially when you're the outsider stepmom in her eyes.
She's made it super clear she doesn't want me in her life. She goes out of her way to sabotage anything I do. I'm tired of being the enemy. So yes, I wrote to Darina. She seemed surprised but not hostile. She's coming to meet me in a little cafe tomorrow at noon.
So what's the plan? You're just going to ask her to come back into Mila's life? Like a short visit or something else?
Well, first, I want to gauge how genuine she is. Does she regret leaving Mila? Is she prepared to be a mother again, even partially? I also mentioned we have a spare guest room. I know it sounds insane, but if Darina really wants to fix things with her daughter, we could let her stay with us for a while.
Live under the same roof as you and Max? Wow, that is definitely radical.
I know. But what if that's the only way? Sometimes teenagers need that sense of maternal closeness. Someone who actually gave birth to them. Maybe Mila won't be such a ticking time bomb if her mom's around.
It could work, or it could blow up spectacularly, but I do see your reasoning.
I'm terrified, Iris. What if bringing Darina back opens old wounds for Max? What if they start bonding again at my expense? Or what if Darina just makes things worse with Mila?
Listen, I know you're doing this out of love, for Mila, and for your marriage, but you need to set some boundaries for yourself too. Don't let them walk all over you.
I appreciate that. I'm going to try. If Darina comes into our home, we'll need strict ground rules. No undermining each other in front of Mila, no manipulations about the past. But I have to see if she's truly willing to own her mistakes.
Agreed? Just promise you'll text me after the meeting and let me know how it goes. I'll be worrying about you.
I promise. Thank you, Iris. Really, you're the only one I can vent to about this.
Anytime, hun. Take a deep breath, stay strong, and good luck tomorrow.
I'll need it. Talk soon. Hi, Darina. Thanks for meeting me earlier at the cafe. I know it was awkward, but I really appreciate you taking the time.
I should be the one thanking you. I've been thinking about Mila every single day since I left. I didn't know how to come back into her life. And when you reached out, it felt like a second chance.
I'm glad we could talk. You were honest about your situation, and I respect that. But I need to be honest, too. Things are really tense at home. Mila is furious all the time, and I believe a lot of it stems from the pain of losing you when she was 9.
I know. I can't even imagine what she's gone through. When I left, I told myself it was for the best. I thought Max could provide stability, and I truly believed I wasn't fit to be a mother at that point. Now I see that running away wasn't the solution.
I don't want to judge your reasons. I just want to help Mila. I've tried everything. Talking to her calmly, giving her space, even suggesting family therapy. But she pushes me away at every turn. I'm just the intruder in her life.
And how does Max feel about me? I doubt he'd welcome me with open arms after everything that happened.
To be honest, he doesn't even know we've met. I've been keeping it from him because he's under so much stress already. He loves Mila, but he can't see what she's becoming. She's reckless, coming home after midnight, snapping at me and ignoring his rules. Sometimes she makes me feel like I'm the enemy, and Max can't bring himself to discipline her.
That sounds awful. I hate that she's going through such anger. She was always so sensitive, even as a little girl. If she's turned resentful now, it means she's really hurting.
Right. It's reached a point where I'm considering a drastic step. I mentioned it briefly at the cafe, but I wasn't sure how you'd react. I was thinking, maybe you could come stay with us for a while so Mila can see that you're truly back and committed to being in her life.
Honestly, I was shocked when you suggested it. But the more I think about it, the more I want to say yes. It would give me a chance to be the mom I never was. But are you sure you're okay with this? It might complicate things between you and Max.
It could. But I'm at my wit's end. I'm afraid if something doesn't change soon, our family will just implode. Mila's anger is driving a wedge between Max and me. We fight about her constantly. And that can't be good for anyone. Maybe your presence can heal some of those wounds.
What if Max can't handle seeing me again every day? What if he starts blaming you for inviting me?
I've thought about that. But I also believe that if you and I set boundaries and present this as a united front, for Mila's sake, he'll come around. He loves his daughter above all else.
I won't lie. Seeing Max again will be emotional. We had a lot of history, but my priority now is Mila. If you truly believe I can help, then I want to try.
Thank you. I'm scared, Darina. Scared of how Mila will react and scared of how Max will handle the sudden news. But I'd rather face that fear than keep living in a war zone.
What's your plan for telling them?
I need to talk to Max first. Maybe tomorrow, after dinner, I'll sit him down and explain that I've been in contact with you. I'll do my best to show him that this is about helping Mila, not about dredging up old wounds. Then, if he agrees, we can all sit together. Max, Mila, you, and me. And we'll try to sort out how to move forward.
I can't predict Mila's reaction. She might hate me for abandoning her, or she might desperately need me. Either way, it won't be pretty. You know that, right?
Oh, I'm sure she'll explode. She's good at throwing all her anger into one massive emotional outburst. But maybe she needs that catharsis. Maybe, once she gets it all out, she can start to heal.
I agree. Sometimes letting out the pain is the first step. I just hope she'll give me a chance to prove I'm not the same person who walked away all those years ago.
I hope so too. But no matter how it goes, at least we can say we tried. Right now, I feel like we're spiraling with no solution in sight.
Do you mind if I call you tomorrow morning? I'd like to check in before you talk to Max. I'm anxious about it too. I want to be prepared for whatever he says.
Absolutely. I'll be up early. Go ahead and text me, and then if we need to talk, we can. Thanks again for being open to this, Darina. It means more than you know.
I owe Mila my best effort at the very least. Good night, Olga.
Good night. We'll figure this out.
So, how'd it go?
It was intense, but surprisingly civil. Darina cried when I told her how bad things have gotten. She sounds genuine, Iris. She regrets leaving, and she's ready to step up as a mother now.
Are you sure she's not just saying what you want to hear? Sometimes people with regrets can be manipulative, even unintentionally.
I sensed real remorse. Of course, she might be putting on an act, but if we're going to help Mila, I have to trust her a little. I can't do it alone.
Right. And you mentioned letting her move in. Did you bring that up?
I did. She was hesitant, but ultimately agreed. I think the idea of living under the same roof as Max again freaks her out, but she's determined to fix her relationship with Mila.
That's a huge decision. Have you told Max?
Not yet. I'm planning to do it tomorrow. I'm so nervous, Iris. He might feel blindsided, like I went behind his back, which I kind of did. But I had no choice.
Listen, you did what you felt you had to do. Just be honest with him. Let him see that you're doing this out of love for Mila.
He might still get angry. I can't shake the fear that this will tear us apart if he thinks I crossed a line.
If he truly loves you, he'll realize your intentions are good. Give him a chance to process it.
That's the plan. I'm dreading it, but I have to do it. Wish me luck.
You know I'm here for you. Whatever happens, text me.
I will. Thank you, Iris. You're my lifeline right now.
Anytime. Hang in there.
Hey, Darina. Quick update. I haven't talked to Max yet. He had a late meeting at work. He's on his way home, so I'm going to sit him down tonight.
I'm praying it goes smoothly. Let me know if I should keep my phone on standby in case he wants to talk to me, or if you need any backup.
I think I should handle it first. Just the two of us. If he blows up, I don't want you caught in the crossfire immediately.
Good idea. Just remember, if he asks why you kept this from him, be truthful. It's scary, but it's the only way.
I know. Honesty. Thanks, Darina. I'll text you once it's done.
I'll be waiting. And Olga, thank you again. I know this is a crazy idea, but I have faith we can help Mila.
I hope so. Talk soon.
I'm literally sitting here staring at my phone. Has he come home yet?
He walked in 5 minutes ago. Just asked me how my day was. My heart is pounding. I'm going to tell him now.
Take a deep breath, babe. Go. You can do this.
Okay, I'll message you after. God, I'm so nervous.
Deep breaths. Good luck.
Iris, I just finished talking to Max. My hands are shaking. I need to tell you what happened.
Take your time. How did he react?
Well, I told him I'd been in contact with Darina for a few weeks and that I invited her to come see Mila. He looked stunned, like he couldn't process it all at once. Then he got defensive and started asking why I went behind his back.
Did he yell?
Not at first. He was more hurt than angry. He kept saying I should have trusted him enough to discuss it openly. I explained that I was afraid he'd shut it down immediately and that we'd never solve this problem with Mila.
Did you tell him about the idea of Darina moving in?
Yes. That's when the argument really began. He stood up and paced the living room saying I must be out of my mind. He was like, "You want me to live under the same roof as my ex-wife who abandoned me?"
Oh, wow. What did you say?
I told him it's not about him or me or even Darina. It's about Mila. She's 17 and spiraling, and I truly believe she needs her mother. He said he agrees that Mila is in trouble, but he's worried that Darina will cause even more chaos.
Did he calm down eventually?
He did. I started crying and told him I'm desperate. I said I love Mila and want the best for her, but I can't handle the constant tension alone. He sat down and put his head in his hands. He said he'd think about it. That's progress, I guess.
It is. At least he didn't flat out refuse. But it must have been exhausting.
I feel drained. I want to check on him, but he locked himself in his office. I know he's calling someone. Probably a friend, or maybe he just needs space. I'm giving him time to process.
Good idea. Let him cool off. So do you have a plan if he says absolutely not?
I'm not sure. I'm hoping he'll at least agree to let Darina visit. Maybe not move in immediately, but at least come see Mila regularly. It's a start.
That makes sense. Better to ease into it. And if Darina proves she's serious about supporting Mila, maybe Max will be more open to the idea.
Exactly. I just can't see any other way out of this crisis. I don't want to fight with Mila every day for another year until she turns 18 and leaves. It's too painful.
You need relief. Let me know how he is in the morning.
I will. Thanks, Iris. You're my rock.
Always here for you.
I'll text Darina and tell her it went better than expected.
Good call. Then get some sleep.
Trying. Darina. I spoke to Max. He didn't explode exactly, but he's struggling with the thought of you moving in. He feels blindsided.
I figured. I'm sorry it caused problems. Maybe it's too much too soon.
Maybe, but I still think having you around will help. We might have to ease him into this. I told him how important it is for Mila to see you. He didn't say no. Just said he needed time.
I understand. I'll give him space. In the meantime, is it okay if I at least come over for a day visit to see Mila?
I'm sure that can be arranged. I want to talk to him again tomorrow, see if we can schedule a time. I just want you to be prepared for Mila's reaction. She might lash out at both of us.
I can handle it. I deserve her anger. I just want a chance to apologize and be her mom again in whatever way she'll allow.
I appreciate that. This means a lot. I'll keep you posted.
Thank you. And take care of yourself. You seem so stressed.
I am, but hopefully this will be worth it. Talk soon.
Morning. How are things?
Hi. Rough night. Max barely slept and left early for work. He texted me just now saying he wants to talk tonight. Fingers crossed.
Keep me updated. Wishing you both peace.
Thanks, I need it. Hey, Iris. Max came home early. He asked me to sit with him. We talked for a long time. It was calmer.
Great. Details.
He said if Darina is serious about reconnecting with Mila, then he's willing to let her visit. But he's not comfortable with her moving in permanently yet. He wants to see how things go. I think that's fair.
Very fair. It's a big step for him to allow any of this.
He kept asking me why I trust Darina so much. I told him I don't fully trust her, but I trust Mila's need for a mother figure. And if Darina can step up and help, we should let her try.
Good argument.
I also told him I'd set boundaries with her, that I'm not letting her waltz back into his personal life or mine. This is about Mila. I think that reassured him a bit.
That's smart. So is there a plan?
Yes. This weekend, Darina will come over for lunch and we'll all talk. Including Mila, obviously. I'm bracing for a meltdown, but at least it's happening in our home.
You've got this. Just keep calm no matter what she throws at you.
I'll try. Honestly, I'm worried she'll just scream at Darina. Or lock herself in her room. But we have to try.
Exactly. Let her vent if she needs to. Maybe hearing Darina own her mistakes will matter.
I hope so. I'll text Darina now and let her know we have a date.
Good luck.
Thanks. Darina, good news. Max is willing to have you over for lunch this Saturday to see Mila.
Thank you. I'm nervous but relieved. I can't believe I'll finally see my daughter again in your house.
I have to warn you, Mila doesn't know about the visit yet. We'll tell her just before you arrive to avoid a big scene in advance.
Understood. She'll be furious at first. I'm ready for that.
How are you feeling?
Anxious. I've tried to imagine this day for years. Now that it's real, I'm terrified she'll hate me. But I'll face it if that's what it takes.
We'll all do our best to keep things from getting out of hand. Just remember why we're doing this.
For Mila.
Exactly. See you on Saturday at noon.
See you then, and thanks again.
So it's settled then.
Yes, Saturday is the big day. My stomach is already in knots.
Don't let fear get the better of you. This is what you've been working toward. Stay strong.
Thank you. I know we're doing the right thing, even if it's going to be messy.
Sometimes healing starts with a mess.
You're right. I'll keep you updated.
I'll be thinking of you.
Appreciate it. Iris, I'm freaking out. Today's the day Darina is coming over for lunch. Max and I decided to tell Mila about an hour before she arrives.
Deep breaths. You've been preparing for this. How are you planning to tell Mila?
Honestly, just straight up. We'll call her downstairs and say we have a guest coming and it's her mother. I expect yelling or maybe she'll storm out. But at least she won't have hours to stew over it.
Good strategy. Less time for her to build up a wall. How's Max this morning?
Quiet. He's tense. He's pacing around the kitchen pretending to read the paper. I know he's worried about how Mila will react to seeing her mom. He's also anxious about seeing Darina himself.
That makes sense. He has a lot of unresolved feelings, too.
Exactly. I'm trying to stay calm for everyone's sake, but I'm shaking inside. We still haven't told Mila. She's upstairs in her room, probably on her phone as usual.
You can do this. Just remember why you're doing it in the first place.
Right. For Mila, I'll text you after we tell her. Wish me luck.
Sending positive vibes.
Iris, it was brutal. We told Mila Darina was coming for lunch. She froze for a second, then started screaming that we had no right to spring this on her.
Did she storm off?
She tried. Max blocked the doorway and told her to at least give Darina a chance to explain herself. Mila shoved him and yelled, "Don't touch me." Then she ran upstairs and slammed her door.
That's tough, but maybe she just needs a minute to process.
I went to her room to talk, but she shouted, "Go away. I'm not speaking to you." I backed off. I know when not to push it.
Good call. So when is Darina supposed to arrive?
In about 15 minutes. I'm not sure if Mila will come down at all.
Let it play out. If Darina shows genuine remorse, maybe Mila will at least hear her out.
Yeah, I'll message you later. Darina just arrived. The tension is insane. She and Max exchanged a really awkward hello in the hallway. Then he invited her to sit in the living room. I was about to call Mila down, but she's locked in her room.
How's Darina handling it?
She looks shaken. She said, "This is harder than I thought." Max told her bluntly, "I'm only doing this for Mila." He's polite but cold. They're both on edge.
Maybe give them a moment to catch their breath, then see if Mila wants to come down.
I was thinking the same. Darina asked if she could go to Mila's room, but Max said, "No, let's have Mila decide if she wants to see you." It's tense. I feel like a mediator.
Be strong. It's a delicate situation.
I'm going to knock on Mila's door one more time. Then I'll update you. She actually came down. I told her Darina was in the living room waiting. Mila looked furious, but she followed me. When she saw her mom sitting there, she literally stopped in her tracks.
Did she say anything?
She said, "So you decided to come back from the dead." Darina started crying immediately and tried to hug her. Mila stepped back and said, "Don't you dare touch me. You left me. You gave me up." She was trembling with anger.
That must have been heartbreaking.
It was. Darina apologized. She said, she's sorry 1,000,000 times. She tried to explain that she'd been dealing with personal issues back then, but Mila kept cutting her off. She was yelling, "You abandoned me, you never even called. I hate you."
Ouch. Did Max intervene?
He told Mila to calm down a bit, but she snapped at him. "Stay out of it. I want to hear what this coward has to say." Darina just took it. She said, "I understand your anger. You have every right to hate me." And that made Mila even angrier somehow.
Maybe she expected Darina to argue back.
Exactly. Mila yelled, "Stop pretending you're some saint who's here to fix everything." Then she turned to Max and said, "How could you let her into our house? I thought it was us against her." She pointed at me too, like I'd betrayed her.
Oh dear, how did you respond?
I kept quiet. I realized she was lumping me and Max together. She feels everyone is against her. Darina tried to approach her again, but Mila stepped away and said, "If you think you can fix my life by showing up and apologizing, you're delusional."
Did she walk out?
She almost did. But Darina calmly said, "Mila, please just sit and have lunch with me. Let me explain." And somehow Mila let out this giant sigh and said, "Fine, but you'd better not lie to me."
That's progress in a weird way. At least she's giving Darina a chance to talk.
Yes. We moved to the dining table. It was the most awkward meal of my life. Mila refused to look at Darina. Max barely touched his food. I tried to keep the conversation from dying completely, but eventually Darina just started telling the story of why she left.
Did Mila listen?
She was glaring at her plate, but I think she was listening. Darina talked about how she felt overwhelmed and lost after her father died, how she got into debt and thought she couldn't be a good mother. She admitted it was a terrible decision, but she was desperate.
Did Mila respond at all?
She only said, "So you threw us away like trash." Darina said, "That's how it must have felt, and I'm sorry. I can't change the past, but I want a relationship with you now." And Mila slammed her fork down and said, "You don't get to want anything. It's not that simple."
That's rough, but it's honest. Mila's hurt is deep.
So deep. I thought she was going to run off again, but Darina said she'd wait however long it takes. She apologized for everything repeatedly. At one point, she glanced at Max, but he avoided eye contact. Then she looked at me with tears in her eyes. I nodded encouragingly.
You did well to support her. Even if Mila is furious, she might eventually appreciate your calm presence.
Maybe. After we ate or tried to eat, Darina offered to stay and talk more, but Mila said, "No, I can't do this." And she went upstairs. Darina didn't push. We all sat there in silence.
How did it end?
Darina offered to leave. Max walked her to the door. I heard him say, "Thanks for coming, but I can't promise anything." She said, "I understand." Then she left. I feel so emotionally drained I can't even cry.
But hey, at least Mila sat through lunch. That's more than we could have hoped for initially. It's a start.
True. I just wonder if it did more harm than good. She was so upset she could barely talk. She hates seeing her mother vulnerable, I think, because it makes her remember how vulnerable she was too.
Give her time. She needs to process a mountain of emotions. Abandonment, anger, maybe even relief that her mom's still alive and trying.
I hope so. Right now she's barricaded in her room again. Max is sulking in the living room. He's torn between wanting to protect Mila and hating Darina for the past.
And you're stuck in the middle.
Exactly. I'm going to let them both breathe. Then, later tonight, I might knock on Mila's door again, just to check on her.
Good idea. She might open up or at least not lash out so strongly.
Yeah, and I'll call Darina. She left so abruptly. I want her to know I appreciate her efforts.
Hang in there. This is the first step of a messy process, but it's still a step.
Thanks, Iris. I'll keep you updated. Iris. I tried talking to Mila last night. I knocked on her door quietly. She didn't scream at me for once, but she didn't open the door either. She just said, "Leave me alone." So I did.
That's probably the best you could do. At least she wasn't yelling. Any interaction with Max afterward?
We sat in silence on the couch. He finally said, "Well, that went terribly. I told him it wasn't going to be easy." He just nodded. Then he went to bed early. We didn't talk much.
I can imagine how heavy the atmosphere is there now. Do you have work today?
Yes, and honestly, I'm relieved to get out of the house for a few hours. Mila's already left for school. Max left for the office before I woke up. It's like we're all avoiding each other.
Maybe some distance will help everyone breathe. Any word from Darina?
She texted me good morning. She thanked me for letting her try. She said she cried all night thinking about how furious Mila was. She's asking if there's any chance she can reach out to her directly.
Are you open to that?
I told her it might be too soon. Mila's not going to be receptive yet. But I said I'd talk to Max about it. We just have to move slowly.
Good plan. Too much contact too fast might push Mila over the edge.
Exactly. I just keep hoping Mila will calm down enough to at least have a civil conversation with me or her dad. But right now, she's locked in her pain and anger.
Give it time. I know it's hard, but you've made the first move. That's huge.
You're right. I'll let you know if anything changes.
Sending you strength.
I sat Max down, told him we need professional help. He said he knows and he's ready to do whatever it takes. I mentioned family therapy again. He agreed, but he's not sure how to convince Mila. I tried to talk to Mila before she left for school. She wouldn't even look at me. She just grabbed her backpack and walked out. Max wanted to drive her, but she refused. I found two possibilities. I'm going to call them later and see who can fit us in soonest. We can't afford to wait weeks.
Good plan. Are you going to mention it to Mila tonight?
Yes, but I anticipate another blow-up. She hates the idea that we might force her, but we have no choice.
Keep reminding her it's because you care, even if she won't listen at first.
I will. Oh, and Darina texted me asking how things are going. I told her about Mila skipping school and the blow-up. She's worried. She offered to help financially if therapy is expensive. I was surprised.
That's unexpected, but maybe it shows she's serious about being there for Mila.
That's what I think. I told her not to worry about the money yet. Max and I can handle it. But it's nice to see she wants to support her daughter however she can.
Agreed, it's a good sign.
One step at a time. If this therapy can stabilize things, maybe Mila will be more receptive to Darina.
Fingers crossed. You're doing the best you can.
I hope it's enough. It took a fight and a half. She slammed doors, she yelled at Max, she refused to get in the car. But in the end, I told her we were going with or without her. She finally came along glaring at us the whole way.
How did the session itself go?
Intense. But somehow it was cathartic. The therapist was kind but firm. She didn't let Mila shut down. When Mila said I'm not talking, the therapist calmly repeated, I hear that. But maybe you can share one reason you're angry right now.
Did that work?
It took a while. At first, she sat there with her arms crossed. Max tried to talk about the skipping school and the behavior issues. Mila rolled her eyes and said, You're just mad you couldn't control me. Then she turned to me and spat out, You're just as bad. You pretend to care, but you just want a perfect family image.
Ouch, that must have hurt.
It did. But the therapist encouraged me to respond with honesty, so I told Mila how helpless I feel. I said, I'm sorry if my actions made her feel cornered or lesser. I told her I truly want to help her.
How did she take that?
She softened for a split second. She started blinking back tears, but then she turned it into anger again. She said, If you really cared, you wouldn't have let my mom walk away. And that's when Max jumped in saying, That's not fair. We didn't choose for her mother to leave.
Oh no, did it escalate?
Almost. The therapist intervened gently. She got Mila to open up about how betrayed she felt by everyone, including Darina. She said something like, You're angry because you feel nobody protected you. And Mila actually nodded even though she was crying.
That's huge. She admitted some of her deeper feelings.
Yes. The therapist said we need to validate that pain before anything else. She asked if Mila would be willing to have Darina come to a future session. Mila was resistant, but eventually shrugged and said, I guess if it'll get you all off my back.
That's a step forward. Even if she's sarcastic about it, she's still saying yes.
Exactly. So we left the session feeling drained, but also like there's a tiny spark of hope. As soon as we got home, though, Mila went to her room. No big fight. But no big reconciliation either.
Give it time. Therapy is a process.
That's what the therapist said. Meanwhile, I texted Darina and told her we'd like her to join next time. She replied immediately that she'd do anything for Mila's sake. She's anxious but ready.
She must be relieved that Mila's even considering it. How did Max react to the suggestion?
He's hesitant, but he agreed. He knows we have to deal with this as a whole family. It won't work if we exclude Darina. The therapist made that very clear.
I'm proud of you guys for taking this step. It's not easy dragging everyone into a therapy office, but it might be the breakthrough you all need.
Thank you, Iris. I'm so exhausted, but also a little hopeful. This is the first time I've seen Mila cry in front of us instead of just screaming or shutting down.
That's progress. Sometimes tears are a release. She's been carrying this pain for so long.
Exactly. I'm not saying everything's magically fixed, but maybe we can see a path forward. I sat with Max afterward, and we were both emotional. He said something that surprised me. He said, Thank you for not giving up.
That's sweet. You've been fighting so hard for this family. It's good he finally acknowledges it.
It felt like a huge weight off my shoulders. He finally sees I'm not trying to take Darina's place or destroy his life. I just want a family that isn't constantly at war.
You deserve that recognition. Where do you go from here?
We have another session scheduled next week. The therapist wants to see Mila once alone and then once with Darina. It'll be tough, but I think it's necessary. Mila needs space to talk about her feelings without worrying we'll judge her.
Agreed. This is the right approach.
I'm bracing for more turbulence. Therapy often stirs up more buried emotions before it helps, but at least we have professional guidance. And Darina is ready to face the fallout of her leaving, too.
You've come a long way from the day you first wrote me about Mila's hostility. I can't believe you actually got everyone to the table.
It's still surreal, but I'm determined to keep going. If we can help Mila process her anger, maybe she can have a real relationship with her mom. And maybe I can finally stop feeling like the villain.
You're not the villain. You're the glue holding everyone together right now.
Thanks for saying that. I'm just hoping for the day we can all sit down to a meal without screaming or tears. It feels like a distant dream, but maybe it's not impossible.
With therapy and commitment, I believe it's possible. Sometimes families grow stronger after facing their issues head-on.
I'm counting on it. Anyway, I just wanted to share the update. I'm grateful for your support.
Of course you've got this. And I'm always here if you need to vent or celebrate the little victories.
Thank you. Let's hope it's mostly victories from now on.
I have faith. One day at a time.
Right. One day at a time.